guard, free form rank. Color guard, dismiss. Audience, take color guard, at ease.
Let's have one more round of applause for the Boy Scouts. Scouts BSA. If you were driving by the fairgrounds at all last week, you may have seen a whole bunch of tents parked out there in the area where you normally see the kiddie rides and things like that. And we had a big jamboree over there, so the Scouts are celebrating some pretty significant anniversaries this year, so it's nice to have them do the color guard for us. And we thought we would open up the program this year with the Sousa March, the Boy Scouts of America. He wrote this for them early part of this century, or 20th century, not this century. And it was never actually adopted as the official Scout March, but it should have been. This is an excellent march. If you can just kind of picture the Scout troop going down the trail, and you'll even hear a little bit of whistling going on here in the band if we do everything right. So enjoy this, the Boy Scouts of America March. Forgot to mention, if you kind of snuck in while the dancers were performing and maybe didn't hear the announcements, we do have programs over by the sousaphone there. They are blue, so if you don't have a program and you want one, please help yourself to that. That's also a great spot, the sousaphone, to drop in a couple of bucks to help us with some expenses here. So we call that sousaphone zoot, and we would love to see some paper money, coins. We'll take anything. You can drop your credit card in there if you want. We promise we'll get it back to you. So thanks again for being here. This is our 129th year in existence. We are one of the oldest community bands in the country. Yeah. And what keeps us coming back year after year is people like you. So thank you for being here tonight, and make sure you're planning on coming out and seeing us all summer long. Our next concert will be at the band show next Wednesday the 6th, and we'll have guest conductors each one of those weeks. We'll go all the way to the 10th of August, so it'll be a lot of fun for you. So we're going to kind of launch into the rest of our program here. This is one that the band loves performing every year, and it's a great one to play as we get close to the 4th of July with all the patriotic stuff. It's a tribute to Irving Berlin. Irving Berlin being one of our all-time great songwriters. Born in Russia, emigrated to the United States as a very young man, born in New York, or raised in New York City, and just cranked out hit after hit after hit. Just one of the all-time greats. And what's lovely about this is it ends with God Bless America. So please enjoy our tribute to Irving Berlin. You like that arrangement? So anyway, I wish they would have given us a bigger flag though at the end. Not quite there, but it's close. It's good. One of the things that we've learned over the many, many years that Bud Nichols was the director of this band is it's a great time at this part of the program to kind of give the audience something kind of cheesy. And we mean that in a lovely, good way. So here's our first half cheese for you. It's nacho cheese, but it's also got just a little blend of Munster in there as well. So this is an interesting story. This is a tune that was written by the great German band leader who ended up spending a lot of time in America too, Bert Kaempfert. And Bert was big in the 50s and 60s, and for those of you that are of that area, you probably remember listening to Bert Kaempfert records on the hi-fi. They used to use his records to sort of demonstrate stereos back in the day at the appliance stores. And he wrote a lot of great stuff. Strangers in the Night that Frank Sinatra sang was one of his big hits. And he wrote a lot of stuff for trumpet because he really liked the trumpet. And he wrote a tune called The Happy Trumpeter that was on one of his early albums. Well, in the 60s, there was this trumpet player by the name of Herb Alpert that kind of got famous with a group of friends that he put together in a recording studio, and they ended up calling themselves the Tijuana Brass, which never really existed as a band until about their fourth album, and then they had to go out and tour, so he finally had to figure out who the Tijuana Brass really was going to be. And about that time, he recorded that song of Bert's, but he renamed it The Magic Trumpet, and did his Herb Alpert Tijuana Brass arrangement thing to it. And so that's what we're going to play for you tonight. It's the Magic Trumpet in the style that Herb Alpert wrote. And so here's your Nacho Munster cheese. The other thing that Herb did, which we wouldn't be able to do in today's modern society, because it would be pure copyright violation, but he took the Schlitz jingle and put that in at the end if you were old enough to remember the if you're out of Schlitz, you're out of beer, those old commercials from the So, it's been a long time since I've seen a can of Schlitz, let alone drank one. Alright, we're moving on. What are we doing next? You could probably have gotten a can of Schlitz in the old days on Main Street, and that's what this tune is called. Main Street Celebration. This is by Stephen Reinecke, one of our great younger band composers, and he writes kind of in a movie-like vein. So just put yourself into a panoramic time, whenever your favorite time of Great Falls happens to be. If it's now, that's awesome. If it was a few years back, that's great too. And just let this tune just kind of take you somewhere. Give yourself your own little movie medley in your head. Main Street Celebration. go around for our soloists on that one. We have lots of them. That way for the old one. All right. Liberty Bell March coming up next. Inspired by the Liberty Bell in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Sousa actually got to see this as it came home to Philadelphia. It had gone on a nationwide tour in the 1890s. His son was marching in a parade that featured the bell coming back to its resting place, and he was just inspired by all of that, and he decided to write a march. If you're my generation, the first time you may have heard this was when you were watching Monty Python's Flying Circus, which is, I always found that kind of weird that the Brits chose this march as sort of their theme song for their best comedians ever. But either way, if you're a Monty Python fan, you'll love this. If you're not, and you're a Sousa fan, you'll love this. It'll be great. The Liberty Bell March. Well, as many of you know, It's time for a special presentation. We do this in conjunction with this concert and the Paris Gibson Proclamation and the awards. So on the dais over here, we're going to please welcome Mayor Bob Kelly, who is going to read the proclamation from the City Council proclaiming Paris Gibson Month. So Mayor Kelly, thank you for being here, and the show is yours.
Thank you very much. So good evening, everybody. What a great way to celebrate our great country. What a great way to open up the weekend for July 4th. I hope you all have great plans, and we're going to have great weather, and hope you enjoy it. You know, I've been mayor for a little bit here. I've come back time and time again to do this. It's really one of the best things I do all summer. And I just want you to know, for those of you who used to see on the program and used to introduce the mayor as Bill Kelly, I'm Bob Kelly, all right? Bill was that guy who showed up about 3 or 4 years ago. He looks a lot like me, but I'm still the mayor too, which is great. I appreciate it. Dusty said at the beginning of the night that this band has been playing continuously for 129 years. There's a reason for that. Students here in Great Falls are introduced to music at a very young age. And I'm going to, Dusty, if you'll bear with me, I'm going to ask any of the members of your band here who were first introduced to their instrument in the Great Falls Public Schools to please stand. So I think it's quite apparent that we have the longevity that we do here on stage because we are known as one of the best music programs in our public schools in the Pacific Northwest. And this is a direct result of it. So thank you for the time, the teachers that are up here as well, and for the students. So let me get to the proclamation. You'll be happy to hear it short. So. It says, whereas Paris Gibson was the founder of Great Falls in 1884, and he had the vision of a great planned city filled with parks and trees, and he saw our city utilizing the water power of the falls to create business and industry. And he was our first mayor, he was a state senator, and a United States senator. And July 1st of 2022 marks the 192nd birthday of Paris Gibson. Now therefore I, the mayor of Great Falls, Bill Kelly, Bob Kelly, do hereby proclaim the month of July 2022 as Paris Gibson Month in Great Falls, Montana, and we invite all our citizens to pay homage to this great man of vision. In witness whereof, I've set my hand and caused the seal, and I'm sure my other city commissioners would join me as well in congratulating Paris Gibson for the great community that he created a long time ago. So I'll be giving this to Norma Ashby-Smith in just a second. It is my pleasure now to introduce the person who is going to be introducing the recipient of this year's award. Susie McIntyre is not only our library director downtown. If you haven't been to the library lately, it's a new place. I recommend you get down there. It's a total community center. But she is also the president of the Paris Gibson Month Celebration Committee. If you've not met Susie before, I hope you take the time to get to the library and introduce yourself to her. She is truly a community citizen and a community treasure. Susie McIntyre.
Thank you, Mayor Kelly. I only take him a little bit to do that. So I am here as the president of the Paris Gibson Committee, but I would be remiss if I didn't recognize the members of the committee that do a lot of hard work, and especially Norma Ashby. If we could all give a little round of applause. She is the driving force behind the committee and the creation of this award. And it is just amazing that this is my first year as president of the committee, and I get to do this particular introduction at this particular place. Because it is so timely to be here to announce the winner of the 2022 Paris Gibson Award during this band concert. Because our winner is Mr. Bud Nichols. And I feel a little redundant, but I am going to tell you a little bit about Bud because I need to share. As many of you know, he is the lead music director, organizer, and conductor of the Great Falls Municipal Band for years and years. He's been in that role since the mid-1980s. But he has been involved in the music community in Great Falls over the many years, many decades of his life, since his teenage years in the Great Falls Public Schools, right? You stood when Mayor Kelly asked people to stand. He learned about music at Great Falls Public Schools. So as you are here tonight, hundreds of audience members have shown up for the Municipal Band concerts at the Mansfield Convention Center and then at the Gibson Park, and I hope you will come to the rest of the concerts this summer. Bud transformed a bunch of random musicians into just an amazing band to listen to. I mean, can you believe that these guys put this together with one rehearsal for each concert? I mean, that is amazing. Bud is very deserving of this award, and among the prizes that he will be getting is he will be getting a $500 check provided by Jimmy and Debbie Filipowicz of Steel, etc., to be given to his charity of choice. So I'll give you all one guess what charity he will be giving his $500 to. Earlier today, we planted a tree at West Bay Park in his honor, and that tree was donated by Steve Tilleris of Tilleris Landscape, so thank you for that. There was also a granite marker that will be forever in that park, which was donated by Montana Granite. He also received a plaque for him to keep, which was donated by Greg and Leanne Hall. And he gets to eat a dinner for two at a very appropriate restaurant, which is called P. Gibson's. And if you are, how many people are coming to the 4th of July parade? Okay, you will get to see Bud driving in a 1918 Model T Ford, and Linda will be able, his wife Linda Fuller will be able to ride with him, and that was provided by Kurt Baltrush of the Skunk Wagon Club. And so Bud still runs his music store on Central Avenue in downtown Great Falls, but because of some health reason, he has passed the torch for the Great Falls Municipal Band to Dusty and John and all the other great crew that are doing it. So if you would join me and please rise and let's give a standing ovation to Bud Nichols, his long service and the winner of the
Well, thank you very much. Been longer than 41 years. My first introduction to this organization was when we got back when my dad was a traveling musician. And when I got go to school, my mother said, let's go back to Great Falls. We were down in Louisiana at the time, and she didn't like it down there. Anyway, so my dad was in the Municipal Band and took me down to a concert, and many concerts down there in the middle 40s. So when I got into high school, then I auditioned to join the band, and it was a great experience. There were not very many high school kids in it, but I got it, and I stayed with it off and on throughout the years. And then Dennis Rivera was the conductor at the time, and he retired in the mid-70s. And they went to a couple of them for a while, and Wayne Peterson with it. And he left, and he said, would you take it for a while? I go to graduate school, and I said, yeah, and that was in 1980. And then he never showed up back there again. So anyway, that's how I got it. So anyway, but a lot of these people in the band I've known them since they were in grade school. So it's been a good journey, and I don't know why it would be any special recognition for something that I would love to do. I love band music, and we were lucky to have an audience like you people there. So band music is fun to play and it's fun to listen to. So I hope for many, many, many more years, the band will stay in existence and do what it does best, which is just to entertain. That's what we do. Thank you very much.
Well, Bud, on behalf of the band, congratulations. An honor well deserved, and we're just so thrilled for you. This is awesome. We're going to start with the second half of our program now, and in honor of Bud, we're going to play selections from the Music Man, because Bud is the Music Man for Great Falls, Montana. No other musical kind of hits the small town vibes like Great Falls, like the Music Man. I mean, the storyline could have happened here, other than the shady part of the music dealer part. But it's a great story, and the thing system really does work. It's a wonderful thing. And Susie, since you're here, I also picked this particular arrangement because it's got Marion the Librarian in it for you. So you got a little that too. We're going to be passing the hat at this time. Miss Linda's dancers are going to be helping us out with that, but the funds are going to help defray expenses for the concert here tonight. It's not cheap to rent the convention center. It's about $2,500 to put this concert on, so anything you can give us to help defray expenses and help us maybe buy some music down the road and get some things done, we would really appreciate your donation. So as these buckets are coming around, feed them, or you can also feed Zoot. We'll take it one way or the other. So thank you again, Bud. This one's for you, the Music Man. Right, well, continuing along with our Americana theme, we've got the American Patrol, an old tune that's been around for a long time, and then it was kind of jazzed up in the 40s by the Glenn Miller Band, and then arranged by Jerry Gray for a concert band here. So this is one of our favorites to play for you, and we're going to have some fun. So get your swing shoes on for this one. Juris on the drum solo. Well, on the first half of the program, we gave you Munster and nacho cheese, and now it's time for some more delicacies. This is more just pure processed stuff. Velveeta, but Henry Mancini does the best Velveeta out there. This is Tango Americano. Well, next we're going to do our salute to the armed services. And here's the deal with this song. If you have served in the military when your branch tune comes up, you are more than welcome to stand and to be recognized for that. If you would like to stand for a friend or relative that was in a branch of the service that is no longer with us, or just in their honor, you may stand and recognize them too. So we're going to go through all of these, and I'll try to guide you through them as well. And we'll end, just so you know, because we always have so many of these folks, we're going to end with the Air Force. So don't get too antsy, Air Force people. Your time will come. But it's at the very end of the medley. But we really appreciate all of you that have served in our armed forces over the years and kept this nation great. So here's Salute to the Armed Services. Well, thank you again, everybody, for coming. We've got one more Sousa March for you, and then we'll end with the singing of Montana. It's just been a great way to start off our season. You are so awesome to be here, and I hope we see you again next week and throughout the summer. So we're going to conclude the formal part of the program with the Stars and Stripes Forever, our national march by John Philip Sousa, of course. Thank you so much. I think all of the dogs in Cascade County are all awake right now. Good job, Nicholas. So we're going to do Montana, so don't sit down. I didn't tell you to sit down. You got to sing. I want to hear you sing. It's pretty. If you don't know the words, they're on your program, and if you don't want to read the program, at least you can spell Montana with us, okay? So let's fill this place up. Here we go. Thank you again. Have a great 4th of July, and we'll see you at the band show on the 6th.
See you Sunday.
7 o'clock next week for our concerts, don't forget.